Hi everyone, this is Hatman and Hatman's daughter, and we want to tell you about our trip that we did over Christmas. It was our first trip, I think, one-on-one together ever, which is really cool.
The very first video was me and you going up in
when I didn't have my manual license.
Yes.
We drove to Two Rocks with it was the first time driving on the freeway. It was very fun, but overnight at least.
Yes.
I wanted to go somewhere via Christmas. But I've been unwell recently, so we decided to do something that was within Western Australia. So if anything happened, I was near home. We kind of chose the places we wanted to go to. We wrote a list, and then we ended up doing this cute little circle. So we ended up going to Wellington Dam, and then we went to Gnomesville. That was our first place we went to. Then we went to Augusta, and then on the way to Denmark, we went to Pemberton, and we went to Albany. And then went to Granite Rock while we were at Albany. We went to Hyden and Meriden, and we'll go more in detail about those in a second.
So the first place was
Wellington Dam.
And just before Wellington Dam was
Gnomesville.
And before that was Potter's Gorge.
Potter's Gorge.
Potter's Gorge was on the water side of the dam, and you see on the left those rocks, and depending on how full the dam is, you see how far the rocks go. Sometimes you can't see the rocks, and sometimes the rocks run out. It's so low, so that gives you an idea.
First time seeing a dam. It was very cool.
Yep, but that was the back of the dam.
Mm-hmm.
This is the face of the dam, Wellington Dam.
Yeah, it was very cool. It was cool to see how fast that water that's coming out, how fast it was going. So
it's really
a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So there's a bit better picture. Yeah, that's amazing, the detail in the picture, and it's so big. There's nothing there really to show you the scale. Perhaps a door and that little, where the water's coming out, the door gives you a bit of an idea of the scale. But
you can also see that there's little people in the background, how tiny they look.
Where are they?
In the background behind the bridge.
Behind, yeah, they are. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yes, we went to Gnomesville. I'm really glad we went because it was just such a surreal experience. My favorite thing is seeing a lot of the same thing at once, like a copious amount. It was very fun. We saw all different types. There was people got into great effort when they put their gnomes in there. They did all families. They did little caravans. It was so beautiful. And it just kept going. And Dad said every year they try to make a little bit more space. They're just going to keep going until there's just kilometers of gnomes, apparently. So, yeah, it was a very cool experience.
Cool.
Yep. It's me and all.
Yeah, that there was the start. I was going to drag you on saying
there's more to go.
There's a lot more to go.
Yeah, even now, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I literally was trying to take pictures of my favorites, and I took so many pictures. So.
Yeah. It's amazing how it's not like a stadium or a reserve spot. It's just a corner. People dump gnomes.
Me trying to take a picture.
It's in the Ferguson Valley. Shows you there. And then we went to Augusta.
Yes.
We went we went to the very bottom of Australia, and we found I found it hilarious. There's this place called the Dead Finish. It's supposed to be a very dangerous place, but there's wheelchair access. I'm thinking only in Australia would they go on about how dangerous it is, and then say that there's a wheelchair access.
Yeah, and it was really cool though, because it was wheelchair access also the very end of the point. That was me at the end of the point where it was so windy, my hair was going crazy.
Yeah.
And there was even a little spot just for it was like a disabled spot at the very right at the end, and I thought that was really cute. There it is.
You see that unauthorised use of disabled bays in 20 like there's this narrow bit at this stormy water, and if someone uses that stormy bit very dangerously, then you go. It's just strange.
I think it's the most beautiful accessibility that Australia's ever done.
Yeah, the coastline was quite rough, wasn't it? Yeah, so this is the very bottom. Can you see a lot of the islands are just bare rock? Yes, you can imagine the water just go completely over it and just pummels everything, so you can't have things growing in it. That's what's that cake called? Cake?
Nationality? No, that's the one.
Yeah, that's a cake. Cake,
Lua. How do you say Nationality? You said it. You know how to say it.
Legionaltia.
Legionality.
That there's a lake way up
It's a
north.
lake way up north.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we went to go to that, and you had to pay for it. We're not paying. So we looked for places because it was quite rough, but was sheltered, and we found this quarry bay, and I don't even see them, but some people diving over on that side. And where it is, there's Blue and White House. You go on this dirt road, and there's Quarry Bay. And we also went further up, and that was not Skip Rock. We went to Skip Rock, which is higher up, but we found it there, and that's what this is. It was really nice. It'd be good skin diving there.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. It's you find some good spots, don't you? And where was that view from?
I want to say from the hotel.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah. Well, our hotel was just such a beautiful spot. It was right next to the water. Like you could walk out to the water. And there was like a really beautiful, you can see the grass just right outside. I really want to have like a picnic there, but it was so windy.
Yeah, it was.
Like you can kind of see in that one photo with my hair, but it was so windy that when Dad opened up the window, we could only really open it for a few seconds before we felt a large breeze come in.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the next day, we wanted to go to Jewel Cave.
I love caves, so I wanted to go to Jewel Cave, but unfortunately I didn't have any space. But it was really nice to see the inside. I got a few like souvenirs and stuff, so that was really nice. And we'll go another time to Jewel Cave.
It's just that that tour was full, and we're going to have to wait for a few hours. And we didn't have a few hours to wait.
Yeah.
So there's Jewel Cave. Then we went to Pemberton to see the big tree, and the big tree's been not knocked down.
Been knocked down. It's for safety reasons.
So if you have a look at the very top of that tree, that's where it's been knocked down.
Mm.
So that was Pemberton tree used to climb. You used to be probably 3 times that height. Look very closely, you can see the wire mesh and the Rio in the tree that used to walk on. It was not the most safe thing in the world, but it was okay. But man, it was high. It was good. And and now it's been turned into a more commercial thing where you see people, and the height, they're like a tenth of the height, and they're probably, 10 meters off the ground, and they're wearing a harness, and that's that aerial adventure thing. And it just didn't seem to be the sort of raw experience that it once was. But so that was Pemberton.
There was another tree that's still open. What is it called?
Centennial.
Centennial.
Yeah.
My sister went on that. She said it was really good. But she said, well, she's never been on the peppermint tree, but I think it's a bit smaller from what she said.
Yeah.
That's me.
Walpole. So we were heading towards Denmark from Augusta, and there's a place called Walpole, and it's unusual.
Oh, look at me.
They haven't been built on yet. So if you have a spot in Walpole and you go for riding your boat, you got a lot of pristine places to go.
Mm.
So that place you saw, that's not Norlop Inlet, the big one. That's the small one above it. So you see how pristine that one above it is. You go up and there's a completely isolated one, the big inlet. It's even bigger, and that eventually goes to the ocean. So it's quite unspoilt.
It was very hard to get to by car. It took us a while to find the entrance.
Yeah.
But I think there was one entrance. Yeah, it was. So it's very secluded.
Yeah. And then we're heading towards Denmark, and we got the Giant's Trail. So this is where all of the big trees are. And we went to, what was this place called?
Oh, good question. I can't remember.
It's the
Skywalk. Yes. It was very, very cool. You can kind of see in the video that it kind of bows. So there was only 4 different pillars that it would be like the structure integrity there. And then it was very interesting to see that little curve because it was like that's what made it not fall over. So when you're walking on it, it is swaying. I didn't find it that scary, but there were some people like grabbing onto everything. But it was very, very high up. It was 40 meters, if I can remember. It was really good. It was one of my favorite experiences. I really liked it. Yeah. Ice.
And then from there you go back and then you go into the Giants Walk or something they call it.
Yes. So you
And
get to see all these big trees.
the tingle trees.
Mhm.
And most of them get burnt out over time, and they burn out the middle and still keep growing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where we stayed in Denmark, and it was an old hotel motel that's been done up. So they had bare sort of concrete floors, and just try to make it look trendy. Try to make it look trendy.
Oh yeah, I really like this.
That's all
Didn't
right.
have aircon. That was the only thing that
Yeah.
it wasn't the greatest. And we wanted two separate single beds, but we got a big bed. So but it was Christmas Eve and there was no staff, so we just had to. So all those pillows you see, we made a little island in between. It was very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It was a huge
It
bed,
was gigantic bed, so
so
it was
you
very
could put pillows in there.
yeah, it was fine.
Elephant Rock. So I wanted to show Charlie Elephant Rock. So it was a beautiful day. Now this is Christmas Day, isn't it?
Mhm.
So we got to Denmark. We went to IGA. We stocked up on food and stuff, and we thought, well, we'll see if we can set our pitch in front of either Elephant Rock or Greenspool. But it was absolutely packed, wasn't it?
It was, and I was very unwell this day. So we only did maybe 100 meters before I started to feel quite unwell. So we're kind of debating whether or not, because the way that our beautiful plan was that we wanted to have like some chairs, the fridge that has all our food that we got the previous day. But we're looking at how far it would take. It would take multiple trips, and it was it was a heavy fridge, and so we decided, we were like, oh, should we? But we're like, so we ended up just having a look at it. Really, really beautiful. It was very packed. So yeah, we ended up doing something else. So we'll tell you what we did there in a second.
So I saw on the satellite image there was a bit of an area past it I'd never seen before. So this is the view of Elephant Rock from way up on the hill. And if you look further down, I think you can see what I was looking at. See, there's some nice bays there. People don't go to those places. They're pretty isolated. There's always some good spots.
Yeah.
Now, if you look up in the distance, I think it was that, and there's basically a massive rock pool was going to explore, but Charlie wasn't well enough to do that. So had a look at Greenspool. Greenspool is gorgeous, isn't
It
it?
was beautiful.
Yeah. So that was there. But as we said, okay, we'll find a spot that's right next to it, and there's sort of almost zero effort. We had a look at Lights Beach. That was a lot less effort.
We were almost about to do that, and then we're like, you know what?
So that was a bit much. So then we went to Prawn Rock Channel. Now, Prawn Rock Channel is a man-made channel on the outgo in Denmark, and it can be terribly awful or it can be beautiful depending on the flow. If it's flowing well, it's nice and clean. It's nice. We were lucky; it was really nice and clean. So we parked right next to it, and we could sit and have Christmas Day right on.
It was
Prawn Rock
it
Channel.
was a lovely one. It was one of my favorite Christmas days. Yeah, we just sat down. People were there was so many people in kayaks with dogs in the kayaks. It was very, very cute. But it was just a beautiful little channel that just like flowed. And then yeah, we had our fridge and we had some wraps. It was really nice. It was a very lovely day. Yeah.
Yeah, we had our chicken. You see the chicken there?
Chicken.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the outlet from Denmark. You see that Prawn Rock Channel there, just there, and that's the entrance to Denmark. The main beach is down to the left. You see you can see the channel and how narrow and sometimes it's just completely blocked. But most often you have that deep section there going through.
So this is one of my favorite parts. We went to this is the day we're driving from Denmark, I think, to Albany. And we wanted to do at least one winery kind of vibe because I know that down south there's just a lot of wineries. So I ended up going to this Ducket Mill Wines and Cheese. And it was really nice. We ended up having so everything on the menu, like there was burgers, they all had this beautiful cheese in. So me and Dad both got this beef burger that was delicious.
And they were really nicely made. Like everything was proper homemade bread, very crusty, toasted perfectly, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Really nice cheese. And
it was lovely. And we were like one of the only ones there, and it was super nice. It wasn't raining, but it was very cloudy and very windy. And then we were having dessert, and it was a sticky date pudding. It was very, very nice. It's so random, but you can see my nails. I got them redone when I was in Albany because they were growing out quite a bit. But yeah, it was it was really nice, and we both had a coffee. And it was only an hour until Denmark. It was a very, very short drive.
And Charlie checked out every coffee machine, didn't you?
Checked out every coffee machine that was down south, just because it was very, very cool to see different versions and different. So yeah, and I was telling Dad what they were and whether or not like our company serviced them. It was very, very fun. Yeah.
And then went to the Whale Museum. You love the Whale
This
Museum.
is my favourite by far.
So we started off, there was some tours, so we rushed the tour, and above was the normal thing, and you see, this is where they cut the whales up, and we went underneath it, and so which most people didn't go. We went, we'll go underneath and see it, and we found all these old switch boxes.
Yes.
So we're looking at because Charlie's into sort of power, going through how they this is a CFS control fuse switch. This is 3-phase. This is the big ass HRC fuses, high eruption capacity fuses. So they had some there. We could talk about that because Charlie's doing that at work, and she was pretty interested in that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It was very cool. Oh yeah, this is the boat.
You really liked the boat, didn't you?
I loved the boat. So the thing about me is I love tiny houses. So random. But boats, most boats like these whaling boats, tiny houses are always replicated from these because this boat had, I don't know how many people, I'd say like 50, 30 people, where they all had to have their own room or like a bunk bed in the room. They had to, and you could see, and hopefully, did you add any photos of the rooms?
Yeah.
Cool, we'll have a look at that. But every room was so compacted, and I love tiny houses, and it was kind of just seeing tiny houses on a boat setting. Very, very cool. And you can kind of see from the workers and the captain's quarters how much like effort was in the captain's quarters rather than the workers' quarters. But yeah, I really enjoyed this ship. It was just really, really cool. You could see how they designed it so you'll see that there's a little runway where if the person that was steering, they could run and they can go to the spear.
That there's up on the top.
Up on the top there.
Top left of the picture.
But the captain's quarters was like right in the center, and it had direct pathway to each place. It was very, very like the design of the ship was super, super interesting. I really enjoyed looking at it. This is my favorite. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is one of the quarters. So you can see that I think this is just one of the workers. So this is
Sorry.
this is a video. Oh, this is a video. You'll see in a second if it plays.
Oh, sorry, we'll go back.
I'll go back.
No, just do it.
That's okay. He can show you later. There's just a video of me mimicking that runway.
Oh yeah.
This one, yeah. Oh, whale. That's pretty. So that's pretty. So that's word for word what happened back in them. So I don't even have to explain it to you because she explained it really well. So what would happen is the people that were steering would see a whale, and if there was no one there or they had a direct runway to run straight there because it would be so annoying to see a whale and then have to run down and then run up. And if you go back, it's okay. If you look at the previous couple, there was a ladder that went down. There was a lot of those ladders that go down because that's okay, that's fine. The ladders that go down were very, very thin, and they would just directly plot you downwards. And those were so thin, those ladders, to the point where it would be you shouldn't run down them because we every time we went very, very slow, very, very calm because it was so small and very steep. And so in order for the people that were steering to use the spears, they'd have to have a runway, and that's why that runway was built. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's me and a whale.
They were big, weren't they?
They were gigantic whales. I don't know which one. Oh, this is a pygmy blue whale. They were very, very big, and it was just very, very cool to see. Yeah, just how massive they. And this isn't. I don't think this is the biggest one. I think there's bigger ones. So yeah, it's very, very cool to see the bones. This is a shell collection from Albany. Beautiful and arranged just so beautifully. You can see how much effort they've put into it.
And that was just one side.
That was one side. So
Yeah.
there was two sides to it. So it was very, very cool.
Yeah.
The Gap. This was so embarrassing because I wore a skirt. I don't know why I wore a skirt. I wore a skirt to this one, and as soon as I walked up, my skirt blew up, and that's what me trying to bring it down because it was very, very windy. But the Gap it's very, very like this scare. It's not scary, but it's like you can walk and you can see under like this really like treacherous place where all the water is like yeah, going crazy. And if you fell in there, you would not survive. You can see on the top left what it looked like. And there was all these signs around saying like, if you need help, call. I thought that was really beautiful. And then the natural bridge. Back when Dad went last time, this wasn't barricaded around like it was now. It wasn't barricaded, but still. So Dad may or may not have climbed this natural bridge, but we couldn't. So it was very sad. Yeah, it was very cool.
Charlie?
Yeah. This is Albany. This is our favorite. It was so comfortable, these beds. Dad got the double, I got the single. We had the first time we had aircon. We also found this vending machine.
It was weird, wasn't it?
It was because it was in a place of a door. I originally thought it was a fake vending machine as a door, but it worked. So whether that is just also a door, I have no idea. But I thought it was very interesting. Yeah, I thought it was very cool. This is the Granite Skywalk. It was the most exercise we did the entire trip.
Long way.
It was a long way. It was good. It wasn't too steep. I really enjoyed this one. It was 2.2 kilometers, and it was just like a little bit uphill. And it was really fun because by the time you got to the top, oh yeah, this is the balancing rock. It was very, very cool. This is where we took a breath and kept going. But you can kind of see, because there's so many people, it's very tough because there is only one way in and one way out. But you can see, I love these type of things and seeing people like strangers being very courteous of others and helping people. It was very, very beautiful. So what would happen is only one, like about 10 people or 15 would climb up, and the people that were already up on the bridge would climb down, and then about 5 minutes later they'd come down and they'd come up. So it was very cool. Yeah, I really liked
I've
this.
been there about 4 or 5 times, and I've never seen it so busy.
It was very busy, but it was nice. That's me and Dad.
On top,
That's on top. Yeah.
there's a view on top. Actually, it was unusual. We were able to see our Albany very clearly. Most often, you just can't see our Albany very
That's
clearly.
me.
That's the Sterling Rangers on the other side.
Are you good, Lon? Just wait for me.
Hello. Oh, that's my face. Oh, I love this place. You want to tell them about this place?
This is Pongarop Roadhouse. It's really cute. It's really old fashioned. There's lots of plants and stuff, and everything's homemade. And I just find it really nice.
It was really beautiful. I think it was just a family-owned business, and it was just so nice because the lady I was talking to said that she lives in Perth, and she's just down for the holidays and she's helping out her family. It was super nice. It was just such a quaint little place that it was really good quality food, and it was just lovely service, and it was just so lovely. Oh, this is a Mount Barker Country Baker, a bakery. This was the award-winning pies for the entire Australia. We didn't even have a pie, but we saw
No.
the pies. It was very, very cool. But we did have a jam donut, and it was delicious. Yes, so we went to the Anzac Museum, Anzac Centre in Albany. It was very, very interesting. We ended up walking. This is like the inside, showing like artifacts, and then also where they slept and where they eat and things like that. And then we walked up the hill and we saw where the convoy, the first and the second convoy, happened, and it was just on the river. Is it a river?
Back then it was called King George Sound.
King George Sound.
It's not called that now.
So that's when they first convoy deployed. It was all there. There was a submarine on this one. This is actually this one you can see is the second convoy. So that was very, very cool to see that. It was cool to see how many ships at one point would have been there.
Yeah, and that we saw that as well up top.
Yeah. So we saw how they defended. If anything happened, there was things in place to defend. So on the edge of where the water met the land, there was like big firearms, and then it showed how it worked. It was very cool.
Yeah. It's funny how everything mechanical was compared to a coffee machine.
Yeah, everything mechanical.
Yeah.
What can I say? Yes, we got to go inside this.
Yeah.
It was very hot, and it was hot, and it wasn't even a hot day, so you can imagine how hot it would get in there.
Yeah.
And it was very, like, really cramped,
Yeah.
and you could not see. I could not see outside, so
no.
the only way that they could do this is other people telling them. So you're blind in there.
Yeah.
That's me.
Right.
Is this a video? Yeah.
Look at that!
This one moved. I thought it was very cool.
Bonkers.
It's bonkers. It's also very tough. It looks easy. Charlie's making it look really easy, but it's very hard.
That's crazy. Look at me.
Cool. She's pretty cool. So yeah. This was a great. So we went to a Thai restaurant. We were worried at first because it was very busy. And they were like, "Oh, we might not have space," and we're like, "That's fine." And they're like, "You know what? We might have a table in like 5 minutes." And we're like, "Yeah, cool." They're like, "Sit at this bar." So we sat at this bar. It was very, very cute. It was like this small little bar in this corner of the restaurant, and then we ended up having food there. And it was delicious. It was great Thai food. It's a good place. That was me. That was me at the Albany Dome. Because I was head barista for many years. I know there's a lot about these machines, and they just wanted me to have a look at it. I literally looked at it once, and I realized that there's no way I could fix that because I didn't have my tools or anything. So I ended up saying, "I'm really sorry that we'll probably have to fix it when our company's back up." So yeah, I made a note, and the owner was lovely, and she understood that. Out of my hands, I can't really do much about it. Yeah. Hyden was one of my favorite places. This place was so lovely, and it was where Wave Rock is, and so that's why we decided to go to Hyden.
Yeah, I've been to Hyden a few times, but I didn't realise how nice this sort of motel was. It was really nice.
Lovely hotel.
So there's the fancy resort near the rock, resort that's not really a resort, it wasn't built properly. But this is in the town of Hyden, and that from the front it looks like, oh yeah, it's a cute little hotel, but it's so nice.
So nice, and the staff really cared. When we had dinner, you can grill your own steak, and I thought that was really funny. Because I've had places where in there, but there was actually just a grill in the corner of the room, and you would just go and grill your steak. I thought that was very cool.
Cute, yeah, and that the Model T Ford was in the little tea shop right next to the rock. That was quite cute.
Yeah. This is Wave Rock. That's me surfing a surfboard. That's me. Hi. Oh, she's cool. And this is the top of Wave Rock.
Do you remember what that wall's for?
Yeah, the wall is for, actually, I know what it's for. It's for water. So water, there's a dam about 100 meters from, you can't see it, but there's a dam. And then the water, also I think if water kept going down there, it would be really, really tough. So the water kind of allows it to guide towards the dam. It's very cool.
Which is pretty interesting, because the water flowing over is what helped to make those marks. But anyway, that's the story.
That's me. I was on a rock. I was up the top. You cannot see me.
Okay.
But that rock you see in the middle, I was on top of that rock. Yeah. It's pretty fun. We can never say this. Mulca's Cave.
Yeah.
It was a very, very small cave, so it wasn't I was excited to see a big cave, but you take what you can.
we did a separate video on this, so we didn't do any more on this.
Yeah, it was very cool. These are the shoes. You tell the story about the shoes.
So apparently, when anyone leaves the country, so this is not in Meriden but close to Meriden, whenever anyone leaves that to go to the city, they leave a pair of shoes there. It's quite cute to see kilometre after kilometre of these shoes tied on as year after year. People their kids leave and they tie a pair of shoes there. Cute. Then went to the Meriden Military Museum.
Yeah, this was on our last day. It was really cool. We got to see these massive artifacts but there were obvious. We also got to see like helicopters, and then we got to see like the big trucks that they use. It was very, very cool. Yeah. I don't know why I'm not looking at this. That's me inside of a helicopter.
That's a Iroquois.
Iroquois.
Them.
Very cool.
And that was it. That was our trip. So
yeah.
What did you think of that?
It was good. The only thing I forgot to mention, which I think is really funny, is that I went to Mass in Albany and then again in Denmark for Christmas and Sunday. And it was the same priest, and I was like, oh, that's fine. But then he said in his when he was talking, he was like, I just came from Mount Barker, and he was saying how like I think there's only one priest for that triangle of Mount Barker, Denmark, and Albany, because he was like, if you guys are in Denmark, you'll see me, and it was very, very cool. It was like a small town with one priest. I thought it was lovely. It was such a lovely priest, and I really enjoyed that. It was nice to go there. It was good.
So what was your favourite part?
I'd say the Whale Museum was 100% my favorite part. I just loved the hotel at Wave Rock. I thought that was really lovely. And Christmas Day was lovely.
Yeah. Christmas Day was a great day when it was
Great day. I did get burnt, but
it's very bright. The photos came out really clear. Everything was nice.
yeah.
Okay, thanks guys.
Goodbye.